website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. I used to wonder how it was that jazz players and fusion players could just keep on playing. They played solos and they never made a mistake, ever. How do you do that? Well, it's very rare to see anybody do anything without making an occasional mistake once in a while. But when it comes to jazz and fusion, you can actually play long strings of notes and play solos with no mistakes at all, because it depends on how you define mistakes. And here's a very important insight in this video that's going to demystify this genre completely when it comes to soloing. I really worked at this a lot and tried to figure out the secret to doing it. And I found the secret, and it's very simple. Before I go on, I should say that you should subscribe to this channel and follow us on Instagram. We got cool stuff coming out each and every day. And you should sign up on our website, create a user account, and you can go have daily jam tracks played by real musicians. It's actually easier to play a fusion solo, in my perspective. The challenge is not that big compared to playing a rock solo, and here's the reason. When you play a rock solo, you hit the straight beats. You go 1, 2 more often than the offbeats. That's kind of, it's in the style, so you go. So if you want to create a line that really fits rhythmically and improvise it, you have to be able to. What you do when you play rock is that you finish your sentences. You don't keep them open. You actually have a beginning and an end, and we call that a lick also, right? So if I go, that's a finished statement, right? We know where it begins, and we can feel and sense that it ends right there. Right? Right? And that's how it is in rock. And that is actually quite a challenge, because you have to master rhythm at a really high level in order for you to be able to do that. Every time you feel yourself stumbling when you solo, that's rhythm. That's because you can't go. What you're playing, it's not the notes that trip you up, it's the rhythm. But in fusion, you don't finish your lines, because you're starting them very often on an offbeat. Instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. If you have 16 notes, for instance, across the bar, you go 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. And you would in rock, da 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 ba do da be do be dee, and you use the offbeats as well. Da 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 be do ba da 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 do ba da dee do. But you're very focused on those 1 and 2 and 3, because that's the feeling of the music. But in fusion, if you have 16 notes, you could count them as 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and. So you got 1 and 2, but you put an E in between the 1 and you put an R in between the and 2, right? So instead of counting 1 and 2 and, you would count 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. And the offbeats in this case are the E's and the and. So you go 1 E and 2 E and 4 E and right? 1 E and 2 E and 3 E. And when you speed that up to the level of, let's say you go like this, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 3 E. And in your ear, whenever you end a line on one of these 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and it sounds like you're not done. It sounds like you're done when you're home. When you go for one, it's right? When you go down on the one on the end, the straight beats there, that sounds like a finish, like an ending. But if you're never ending anything, then you're always left with the, I wonder what he's saying now, because he's not finished. So whenever you end a line like, I don't know where to go from now, doesn't matter, because you didn't end it. So you can just continue it. So I can go. Let me just have the metronome again here. Notice how I never hit the clicks on the metronome. Maybe I do within the line, but I never end or start there. If you play a rock line and you, that's not rock. That's what is he doing? Say something. Say a complete sentence. But in fusion and jazz, we don't have to say complete sentences. We have a complete solo. So we just keep on keeping it open, which makes it really easy to not make mistakes. That's a mistake. I didn't know where to go from there. I stumbled. That doesn't matter, because I just keep within the rhythm and go. What? Let me just see. I can't have the looper going here, but as I have the metronome, because they'll get out of sync. But let me just say I'm playing. Let me just play. Let's play Lydian, right? Oh, that's a little bit loud here. Let me see if I can just turn the volume down. If I were to play rock type soloing right now, I would go something like. Fusion again. Rock. Right, it ends. It's complete sentences. Fusion. It's such a distinct trait of fusion, and nobody teaches this for some reason, right? At least in what I found. So this is important to learn. So what do? Well, you start playing on the offbeats. That's the one main thing you need to do here, and you can do that yourself. Even though we have a new program out that teaches you a specific method of how to really get this under your fingers here. If you don't want to invest in anything, you can go to the website, guitarmastery.net, click the link below this video and go straight to that course. But if you don't want to go for it, then you can hang on to this and then start practicing playing, starting your lines on an offbeat. And if you focus on that enough, I promise you, then you'll start thinking in it, and you go bada did but and suddenly you can actually play those flowing lines. And the cool thing is, as always happens when we go to a different style than our primary, is that we learn something in that new world. So if you go to the fusion world and you actually learn to begin and end your lines on an offbeat and never to complete anything you say, you can use that in rock as well. To not play anything that isn't, to not make mistakes, basically. Because every time you fail to end on a straight or fail to end your line, you just pick it up again. Pick it up again all the time, so you'll never make a mistake. So this is a crucial, very important skill that will set you free and have you be relaxed and confident when you solo, because if you got incomplete sentences, you just continue the sentence, the musical sentence, in what you play next. This is really cool. So start practicing beginning and ending on those 16 notes offbeats instead of the straight one and. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.